Shardul, it has been, what, a couple of days since you've come out of the Big Boss house, and it was a bit of a pataka. I mean, given the fact that it was Diwali, so you've kind of had the best of both worlds, I'm guessing, celebrating inside the house as well as outside. I mean, how have you been adjusting to the normality again?
Not at all a good Diwali for me, dude. I'm out of the house. It's a bummer. 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 So I'm not happy about it at all. Why should I lie? Uh, the show is about being true to yourself, and life is about being true to yourself. I'm not happy. Nobody will be happy to come out of that show that early, to enter that late, and to come out that early. So no, I'm not happy.
Right. I mean, but before I sort of get into the line of questioning and stuff, I think I just wanted to ask, how is Auntie's tabiyat now? Is she feeling better now?
Not she just came inside the room and went because she doesn't want to be seen right now, because she has some allergies due to her chemo medicine.
Okay.
And I have requested her to say a hi to everybody who's been asking about her on camera, but I think she needs her own time. So no, not good as of now.
Okay. Well, wishing her a very speedy recovery, and also you be strong as well. On that aspect, I'm sure she'll be completely fine. But okay, so coming on to Bigg Boss, Shardul, we spoke before you went in the house, and it was quite exciting because you seemed to be very much on fire at that point. Because I think at that stage there was not many things were happening in the house. There was still getting rev to go, and obviously when you went in with Kavita, and dynamics had changed massively as well. How satisfied do you feel with the experience that you've had so far on the show?
I am sad about the fact that my stint was shorter as compared to everyone else, because people who got a chance to enter earlier, they had a longer run in the show, more screen time, more fan following. I entered late, so the dynamics had already been formed, friendships had already been formed. Uh, and I think my entry, right from the moment I entered, there were ripples around it, and it was going good. Now now I'm gathering. I've not yet seen. I think getting nominated from two journalists from outside was the dip for me, because they weren't a part of the game. And yeah, I'm like, what did I do to you, bro, that you nominated me?
Yeah, I mean, do you think it's because you weren't giving as visible footage as perhaps other contestants were? Do you not think perhaps that was the reason why you were nominated by them? Because
I am very visible. If you go and watch Wood Select, there's a separate segment dedicated for only one contestant, and that is Shardul.
Oh,
So
really?
I think there was, yeah, and the fans told me about this, that it's just one entire segment, and they've called it Shardul Ghar Ka Entertainer. So
Wow. That's interesting you say that, because here in the UK, we only have the main show. So we don't really have access to Root Select, because I don't think we have the app here in the UK. So I think it's very difficult, because I thought the real action that happens is actually on Root, because we get to see a lot more personalities developing and coming out there as well. Would you agree?
yeah, I mean, I just got a call from someone in Woot saying that I was the king there. So that's redeemable, and I think eventually I will start sharing those clips so that people know that I wasn't just sitting.
Yes. And I remember when we spoke as well over the phone, you did say that you want people to know you as Shardul Pandit. You wanted to kind of make your identity known and spread your name, so to speak, as well. Um, how how successful do you think you've managed to be in doing that and achieving that goal?
The very fact that you're doing a second interview with me uh, goes on to say that something must have been done right. The very fact that people are messaging and writing about me, and I was trending after I came out. See, I have no money to pump in for digital PR, which a lot of actors have. I don't have that. So if I have trended twice in my almost 3 week stint, it's only love. And if now people are sitting up and taking notice of me, it's only love. So I was known by probably 10 people. Now maybe 20 people know me. Yes, 90% people would have known me if I stayed longer. But then you can't be negative with life and say, oh, ye nahi hua, wo nahi hua. I just have to be grateful for that many people know me. And Salman Khan knows and likes me, bro.
Yeah, I saw that. I think everyone saw that. I think before you left, it was very nice of him actually to kind of give you that sort of farewell and offer in a way kind of like whatever he did on the show. I think that was very kind of him, a very nice gesture of him actually.
Yeah, so if Salman Khan likes you, must have done something right, yeah. He has access to 24-hour feeds, live, everything. And he wouldn't just say nice things about a contestant if that contestant has just come to eat inside the house.
Yeah, which many have, and I'm surprised that many have still kept them in that house, to be very honest. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. But anyways,
Well, you have the power, you can get me back inside. They listen to people like you.
definitely. Well, we can only hope, right? At the end of the day, because the game works in ways which it needs to work. I mean, if we can put it that way. So it does definitely seem to be that case. But I think coming out of the house now and watching the housemates that you've actually lived with, in what way have, or if at all, have your sort of opinions changed on those housemates, if at all?
They will change further. I think they're still getting changed with every telecast, with every like there was a video that came out and Eijaz's fans sent it to me saying that Eijaz has been missing me inside the house. Uh, what do you say after that? You feel awe, and you do feel love for that person who's missing you inside.
Mm.
Uh, there's a video that came out of Ali and Rahul and everyone else talking about me, where Ali is talking from my side. So opinions will change every day. Uh, People are waiting for what I'm going to talk about Kavita today, because I wrote on my Twitter and Instagram that I'm going to reveal something about Kavita. In fact, some celebs have called and said that, oh, so this
Oh.
boy who we thought is sweet is going to now say shit. We are going to tell you what we will do after that. And I'm like, all right, bring it on.
Okay, spill the tea. I think we all need to know what this whole thing, because before we start though, can I just say one thing? You gotta admit though, she really gave it back yesterday. I think she was a real firecracker in that episode. I mean, read between the lines is such a great way of kind of telling someone to get lost without actually using those foul words and using that
But
gestures.
that's I did that inside the house first. I was the one who said that, read between the lines. I did that. So I'm going to now reveal everything about her. On your platform, I can definitely say that in the coming days, I'm going to be telling things which don't come on camera. So, a lot of people have said this to hurt me, that tum dikhe nahi, tum to dikhte nahi. And I have decided that I'm going to turn it around in my favor. There was one guy who wasn't seen and was the star of a movie called Mr. India. I have started calling myself Mr. India Shardul. He wasn't seen, yet he won hearts. I wasn't seen, but I will win hearts.
Right, right. Okay, that's clever. That's really clever. But Shardul, I think there's been a lot of hearsay about the show currently. Like for example, on every Weekend Kavar episode, it seems like every contestant's sort of weakness gets pointed out, or their sort of faults get pointed out. But it seems like there's one contestant in particular whose faults are not actually addressed and quite conveniently swept under the carpet, rather. What do you think about that? About those views that are sort of
I honestly don't know who you're talking about, because when we are shooting for Weekend Kavar,
yeah.
every contestant is spoken to.
Hmm. I'm talking about Eijaz. I'm talking about Eijaz because his sort of
He
unki
he is
joka-
spoken to. He is spoken to, and he is also corrected whenever there are issues. He's always in front of me. That has happened.
Hmm.
Uh, Nobody is being treated like, oh, I'm going to not say anything to you, and I am going to say only things to you. What makes it to the final cut is not known to me,
Okay.
because I haven't seen all the episodes. But while I was there, I have seen some 3 weekend covers. Uh, yeah, 4 interactions with Salman Khan. I think he has spoken to everybody.
Right. So, who do you miss the most in the house right now?
Salman Khan.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's actually really sweet.
That's that's true. Because he saw what 150 cameras couldn't, what audiences couldn't, what nobody could. And he saw my heart, he saw my soul, and he saw my potential. And I think that is why he said that if you need anything, I am there. Colors is there. And I don't think so that happens a lot in the history of Bigg Boss.
Mm, right. No, 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 definitely. I think that was very, very heartwarming, as we said, when that happened. Who would you say is your least favorite in the house right now, and why?
Who would I favor?
Who would you say is your least favorite, and why?
So people would expect me to say Kavita because I've had issues with her. Uh, but it would be Nikki, because it's not about being favorite. I don't have an opinion on her right now. I don't have a I don't have a very big connection with her. I don't have I don't have anything to do with her. I mean, if we meet outside, we'll be hi, hello. But with the game that is going, because right now I think Nikki was one person जो सबको बोलती थी कि आप दिखते नहीं हो, आप दिखते नहीं हो. Uh,
Mm.
पर अभी तो निक्की भी नहीं दिख रही है.
I think it's very interesting about Nikki actually because it seems like as if we're seeing a more humanized side to her. Before, what we saw was this sort of like, this sort of I guess
Brat.
obviously now we're seeing a bit more of a vulnerable side to her as well. So I think that's quite an interesting sort of take on it as well, no?
Yeah, yeah.
So who would you say is going really strong then in the game?
I think Ali is going really good with the way he's come in the show and with the way he's taken everything in his hands. I think he's going really good. Um, I think Pavitra is doing really well in the show because she's not seen in every frame, but she is there and you cannot miss her at all. Whether it is tasks, whether it is equations, whether it is friendships, you know Pavitra Punya is affecting a lot of things. Then Eijaz has been going great from the word go. But I also think Rubina is
Yeah.
standing very, very, very strong. And I think I was the only one on the Diwali episode who gave her a rocket because everybody else was giving it to someone else. But I did it. I gave it to her because I recognized that she is a very strong player. In fact, when I went in, I nominated her saying that, "Bhai, ye bahut strong hai." You know, a
Yeah.
strong person doesn't need to scream and shout all the time. She is strong. She is very strong.
Mm, absolutely. No, I think it's so true. It's very interesting because even this last couple of days, the real personalities are now coming out. And I think it's quite obvious. I think people have also sort of made up their minds on who they like and who they dislike now as well. But obviously, Shardul, if you were given the chance to go back into the house as a wild card 2.0 again, what do you think would be your tactic this time, your sort of game plan this time?
To keep myself first, to keep my emotions packed in a bag, and to do a little bit of drama because I think that's what is working for people. I think I was way too real. Uh, I reacted to situations like I would react in real life. That if it was an issue of my self respect, I stood up. If it was an issue of someone being bullied, I stood up. If
Mm,
it was a fight with a friend, I did not give in just because she was my friend. I'm talking about Pavitra. If it was a task of emotions where I was dancing till the end, but Ali had a injury in his leg and he said that he can't stand anymore, and I sat down. That is what you do in real life. You don't put your friends in trouble. But I think now if I go, I will play the game. I will think about myself. I will not stop with any journalist telling me that you're not being seen. I will still keep doing what I do best, which is entertainment. And and I think I will not mince my words, because calling out someone and saying that, hey, you're wrong, is not enough in the big boss house. You need to say that, abe gadhe, tu aisa hai, tu aisa hai, wo karna padta hai. So I think I will do that.
But I think one line that you said, I think it was during that Katgara task, where the three panelists were there. I think that the line that you said, that it's becoming more of a splits villa, was actually so on point and so hilarious. Like the amount of people that agreed with you on that point. But why do you think showmances are so important, Shardul? I mean, can we not have a big boss that's genuinely intelligent and not about the hatapai or the arguments, but a very witty and clever house? Why is there
They
like?
get out.
But
I
why?
think I was right when I said that.
Yes, you
I
were.
think
But
I was. I also said, which I think people were liking on Twitter also, when I said that इस तरह का प्यार 4 दिन trend होता है फिर end होता है. So that also became a hit outside, because people are telling me that, what did you just say? What did you just say? I said, but I believe in it. That, I don't know how audience falls for it every time. I don't know. Because I was saying that I'm not going to do this. I mean, I definitely had hots for people inside, because, hello, we've had a lockdown. What are you talking about?
I remember
I mean,
you
I
said
definitely was telling Pavitra that I feel jealous when you are doing something with Eijaz. I mean, I'm sorry. I should get the first benefit. I'm your friend. But, and look, all of us, I would count myself, but all of us are pretty fairly good-looking people. Why wouldn't you feel attracted? But then what do you do with it? Abhinav is come with Rubina. I mean, in fact, they also don't do anything. They sleep at 10:30 or 9:30. Nobody's doing anything inside the house. So what is this love all about? I don't understand. I mean, these are the same people who will get out and not even see each other's faces. But then audience wants to see it. So that's why I started romancing this statue in the house, which is, I called her Manju. I said, there's nobody in the house for me. And that clip is there on Woot, where I'm like, Manju, tu hi meri jodi ban ja, because yahan pe to aur koi mera hai nahi. And I was thinking inside that all of this is going outside and people would be in splits. Because there was once I told Kavita ji ki Kavita mere sath affair karegi kya? And Kavita ji like, हाँ चल कर लेते हैं. मैंने कहा अपन लड़ लिए, अभी अपन अफेयर कर लेते हैं, क्या स्टोरी बन जाएगी? So yeah,
it's interesting you're saying all these things, because we saw Pavitra hugging a mannequin at like in the morning or late that night, which was a bit strange, I must say. It was a very disturbing visual to see. Now you're romancing a statue. What is up with romancing statues in Bigg Boss this year? Has it really hit that hard?
I
Has
think
lockdown really hit that hard?
People miss love and romance so much in their life that they live their stories through these stories on a show.
Right. Okay.
I honestly believe that, because there is no romance between Nikki and Jan. Zero. So even if they are made to dance together, there is no spark there. Like, it's like a dead man between them. There is nothing there. In fact, Nikki used to say that she'll save me over Jan if there's a chance.
Oh.
So yeah. So nothing has come out.
Right. Okay. So that's a very interesting dynamic. But then again, Nikki kind of she has her own way of dealing with things, and I think that's very interesting to see as well. But
Yeah,
obviously,
she is interesting for sure.
but now that you've kind of left the house, what sort of goals do you have now? I mean, do you have a sort of plan to kind of pursue your career further? Because you obviously have done some great shows. I mean, we discussed this as well when we did our first interview. Like, you made a really good name for yourself. Like, you were in Bandhani, which was a very popular TV show back in the day. So now that you've achieved all of that, what is your sort of aims now?
Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to just give you a funny answer?
Combine both, please.
Because I'm going to be very honest and tell you that something that has pierced me inside and has shattered me and devastated me is two journalists ending my story by nominating me. by saying that, yeah, I'm being honest. I mean, I was a wild card and I was supposed to be nominated by people from inside the show. These two journalists came, they nominated me without living with me, without knowing what's my stand. And the way that BB Adalat was going, everybody was thinking it's Jan who's going to get nominated. But I got. And I got nominated with one of the biggest stars in the country, Rubina. There was no chance. So what I'm looking at right now, and after that, there were a lot of attacks, which I took very nicely. A contestant who has gone inside the show to change his destiny, when he comes out and all he keeps hearing is "tum nahi dikhe," it can drive someone to the point of no return. It can. It was doing that to me. Now I'm requesting every journalist that your written word is very, very valuable and important. I am telling people that I have been seen on Wood Select, and there are entire segments of me there. In my interviews, anybody can find out that I am a very interesting person. In my entry, everybody knew that I am a very interesting person. If there is any way of me getting back inside the show, or Salman and Colors knowing that he is asking for work, I want that to be done for me, and that's a request from everybody.
So you want work. So you're actually actively asking people for work. And honestly, if you are, hats off to you. There's nothing wrong in that. Honestly. I mean, Nina Ji did it over Twitter as well. And then look what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying that probably I've been seeing contestants saying that मुझे show से निकाल दो. So I'm saying मुझे show में वापस भेज दो. And fans can make that happen. And journalists can make that happen. And bloggers and influencers can make that happen. Because that is why I've decided that I'm going to be sharing my own clips, my own moments from the show. Because if nobody's talking about it, I need to do it. I need to tom-tom about it. I won a dancing task in front of Eijaz Khan, who's a trained dancer for years. And I got full marks by Remo D'Souza and by Shakti and by Puneet while I was nominated, while everything that was happening inside here. I played a task against my friend Pavitra Punia, where she said you are not going to help Eijaz, but I did. I sat down for Ali Goni because he had an injury. I have shown heart, I have shown emotion, I have shown humor, I've shown everything. It's not in my hands that it didn't reach everybody, but it is in the hands of people to make a contestant who stood up in front of a panel and said that I am feeling it's a Splitsvilla. It takes balls to say that.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You know, it takes balls to say that to Farah Khan, whom you've admired and adored all your life. It takes balls to stand up in front of Salman Khan, and when Kavita Kaushik was saying something to Eijaz and saying that I'm sorry, but this is wrong. It takes balls to go against your friend Pavitra, and it takes balls to go against your friend Ali in a task where everybody in a dancing task was just standing and strategizing. Nobody was dancing but me and Nikki. And with my health condition, I think I thought that day the audience would have fallen in love with me, but I didn't know that they didn't know that I sat down for emotion and not because of my weakness. Yeah. So if you guys can help me reach this out and get my justification done, I'll be happy. Maybe I should get a chance to enter back the show or to host something with color or act something with colors because I deserve it.
Right. No, hey, I think I'm really glad that you've kind of said that, because it takes a lot of courage to accept and say, look, I need help, you know, as kind of as basic as it sounds, you know, as humans, we kind of have this sort of facade around us that everything is okay, but actually sometimes things aren't okay. And I think it's very important to address that. But how is your headspace now? I mean, now that you've obviously you had a very good farewell though, Shardul. I think the way you were lifted up and, you know, the way they were singing Channa Meria, I mean, it isn't exactly the nicest and the most upbeat song to kind of sing when you're leaving, but it was very pleasant though. So I guess that must have been a bit of a silver lining for you, no?
Yes. And all thanks to Salman Khan, sir, for doing that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But otherwise, what else have you been up to though, besides Bigg Boss and besides sort of leaving the house? What else have you been doing?
Giving interviews right now, because I'm important till my interviews are finished. After that, probably I'll be forgotten. So I'm just doing my job, and I'm very loyal to the show or the channel or the project that I've done. So I am going to finish my round of interviews and my story. I have to shoot one more day for Big Buzz with Wahi, for which I will be flying to Mumbai on Friday. And after that, I'm hoping that शार्दुल की बत्ती ना हो जाए गुल, लोग याद रखें मुझे और काम दे.
No, definitely no, but you will. But I think Shardul, I'm really glad though that I've been able to at least speak with you twice, before you went in and before and after you've left the house, because I think expectations back then were very different, because obviously at that point we still had the seniors in the house, and now you've left, and I think you've become more wise and perhaps learned a lot more. In fact, actually, what is the biggest learning? Actually, on a final note, what would you say has been the biggest learning for you, from Big Boss?
That it's good to be emotional in your real life, but it's not good to be emotional on a reality show. It's good to be real in real life. It's not good to be real on a reality show.
Wow. Wow. Wise words, but so starkly true. But I think, honestly, Shardul, I think things will definitely look brighter for you. I think you did exactly what you said in our interviews, that you would entertain, in many occasions in conversations where you would kind of have with the housemates, you'd kind of sing to them or sort of give a more light-hearted feel to them when they were upset. So I think you definitely did, sort of achieve that. I mean, it would be wonderful to see, hopefully, if you do get a chance to go back in and hopefully see a more game player Shardul Pandit 2.0, I think, in the house, if that happens.
Yeah, I just wish I get the chance.
Definitely. But please do pass my best wishes to Auntie as well. And you also take good care of yourself, Shardul, and wishing you all the very best for the future.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank,
Loads of
thank
love.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shardul. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.